Hello, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey, and it's Monday, time for a Facebook Live. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. I think we did. I don't, time goes by so fast, we're never really sure what we've been doing. But yes, we had a good weekend. Had a friend over last night, a team member. We watched Hometown Takeover. If you watch those kinds of shows, you ought to try that one. This town is next door to us, so that's why we wanted to watch it and see what was happening in the town just right down the road. So that was our fun weekend. I also cleaned my craft room. You wouldn't believe me if I showed you what it looked like right now, but I did clean, and I got rid of a bunch of stuff, packed up a bunch of cards, and sent them off to some friends, and so it was a productive weekend. I also was thinking this weekend about why I do these Facebook Lives, and it's for you. To me, I want you to be able to enjoy crafting, stamping, creating as much as I do. And so when I share these, that's what I'm hoping you will get out of it, that you will learn to love crafting and maybe learn something new as we're going along. So let's see if I can inspire you today. Because I cleaned my room, I decided that I deserve to play with some new stuff. Even though this is not available until May 5th, I believe, is the 4th or 5th. Let me see. Oh, May 2nd. Oh, that's quicker than I thought. So that's just right around the corner, and I have been really good about not using the new stamp sets until today, so I decided that we would use something new today. Hey, Claudia, thanks for joining me. So we're going to use Timeless Arrangements. This is a different set. It intrigued me when I saw it in the catalog here, because the dies are pretty different. You can't see that. I'll show you in a minute. Now, honestly, in my opinion, this is a little too busy. But that's okay, because we don't have to do busy if we don't want to. But I was very intrigued by the dies and how they worked. The sentiments I like too. You're so kind. Your kindness means everything to me. I appreciate you. You make me smile. Hope your day is filled with everything good. Lots of choices in sentiments. So we're going to play with this and see how that works out. Let me put my catalog away. And I'll put this away because I've already got the stamp out. We're just going to use two stamps. You Make Me Smile, and then a little flower. And we're going to use a good many of the dies. I want to show you how these look. So you have these dies that have blossoms coming off of a bar, different kinds of blossoms or seed pods or branches, all kinds of things that you can cut out. And then it has some single of some of the same blossoms, and then a couple larger, and then one that cuts out that flower that we're going to stamp. I'm going to punch my little paper chads out of there. So these are the ones that I think are so cool. And we're going to do this with some of my favorite colors. I've pulled Pool Party, Fresh Freesia, Bubblegum, new color, and Soft Sea Foam. Now, at the end, I'm going to show you some colors that I think will work great for a fall card. Now, summer hasn't even gotten here, but that's okay. We can still do a fall card, or we could do springy colors with yellows and greens and maybe Coastal Cabana. So there's lots of choices that we have here. So the first thing we're going to do is stamp our sentiment. You know, I don't know that I pulled a piece of paper for that, but I bet I have, yeah, I have a scrap piece that should work. So we're going to stamp our sentiment with Lost Lagoon. I thought about using black or early espresso, but I wanted it a softer color, I guess, not so harsh. So we're going to do Lost Lagoon. And I think that's dark enough to read. You know, I like my sentiments where we can read them, but I don't always need them very dark. Now, this set also works perfectly with your mini cut and emboss machine. All of the dies are small, and so they should go right through this machine with no problem. So we're going to cut out the sentiment first. We'll line that up. Hopefully get it straight. Hi, Sue and Vicky and Marge and Pam. My goodness, it's a crowd today. We'll see if we can get this to run through without shaking the camera too much. We've got that. Now I want to show you here, I hope you can see this. When you die cut this, not only does it do stitching around the edge, it puts a little X there, like hugs and kisses maybe. It's a little different than our regular just plain stitching. So we'll put that there. And then we can cut all our blossoms with our colors. I don't think I can do but maybe one at a time. So we're going to do Pool Party, and we'll run that through. I shouldn't have to worry about this being straight or not, because it's just a piece of paper. It's nothing stamped. So if it slides, it'll still be okay. You know, each one of these mini cut and emboss machines has their own give and pressure. So if you're having trouble with yours, or then just try a different plate layering, or adding a shim if you want to do that. There's lots of ways to make it work for you. So there's our first little blossom. Now let's see, we were going to do fresh freesia here. I think we'll do this one. Oops, that looks like it won't quite go through the machine. It's too wide. Piece of paper. I just grabbed scraps out of my scrap drawer. Oh, hi, Cindy. I know. When I woke up this morning and I thought, what am I going to play with? Because I knew I was going to treat myself to a new set today. And this is the one that won in my brain. Well, I think I can just leave the cap off of this. Take a pick tool while we're getting pieces out. There's our second one. Now let's see, we need bubble gum. And I think we'll do that with this one that looks like little berries. And then we need some green leaves. So that's going to be soft sea foam. We'll do this one. And we're going to do one of the soft sea foam that's just an extra set of leaves. I don't think we need a double set. Just a little extra leaf in case we need to pop it in there. Now we'll move that for a while. We might need it back in a minute. We'll have a lot of trash paper here today. And that's where we don't lose them. I've seen a few cards made with this so far. Not a lot. I think everybody's like me. They're waiting to use the new stuff till maybe next week. But if you're like me, you've been looking at the catalog and wishing for new stamps. Our new products. Okay, so now we've got our sentiment here, and we've got our little leaves. So this is the way, I guess, I'm not real sure, I just made this up. This is the way this works. You put these, do you see there's a square corner there, so you know that it can go like that. You don't want to go past the corner. You're going to put those behind there. So let's see if we can make that work. We'll start with this pink one. Bubble Bath. I think that's the funniest name. going to kind of center that one, I think. You just don't let that slide past the edge. Now we've got Fresh Freesia and Pool Party. I like that together, I think. And then we'll see about this one. Yep. We'll make that one work. I think that'll do it. Might be good to have your silicone mat under here. I didn't think about that. So that it doesn't stick to everything. Get that pretty bouquet. Now we've got this green one we might stick in there somewhere, but we also need our blossom. We need some flowers, so we're going to stamp those on a scrap piece. I think that'll work. I didn't pull out scraps. And that should work. And we'll stamp this with Memento Black, because we're going to color it. Do some blends. We might need a third one, and we've got room, so we'll do it just in case. Yeah, these are springtime colors, aren't they? So we're going to do this with Pool Party. We are truly embracing spring today. And we'll just put dark towards the bottom. Well, I guess I need to get a green for the leaves. Maybe the soft sea foam, because I don't think we want anything super bright. Not like Parakeet Party, or we want a softer green. There is a branch you can stamp in this set and then color the leaves rather than just using the cardstock, but I just decided to use the cardstock today. I think we'll go back over the dark again here. Get a little more shading. My next new set that I want to try are the monkeys. I think they are adorable. But I think for me, they're going to take some practice coloring. And that'll have to be some practice time before I do that. Yeah, that looks better to have that darker at the bottom. Gives it some dimension. So I hope it's been pretty enough for you guys that you've been out walking, playing golf, all those pickleball, all those things. We had 2 days of spring and then it snowed. And the next couple days is supposed to be rain, which is great. We like rain. Because we never have enough rain. So here's the green. We'll see if these leaves. Yeah, that looks good. Now we're ready to cut these out. These will take a little. They didn't give us 2 dies on this one. That would have been nice. But there were quite a few on this set anyway, so I guess they didn't have room to squeeze an extra one. Now I'll give you a hint here. Once you line it up at the top, then you want to look down here at this hole, and when you see the black peeking through the hole, you know you've got the stem lined up close enough, I guess. So you don't have a big white stem, you have the stamped one. Oh, I better move that so we don't tear it up. Who said they were going to stop watching because I make you want to buy something? That's quite all right. You are more than welcome to buy all the stamping supplies you need. You don't need my permission. See, this is a set that I really wasn't sure I wanted it because it's flowers, but I really like the way the dies are. So that was what convinced me to try it. The new way you can line up dies. And I have another new way for you to learn about that. I saw another demonstrator. I'm going to go back and see who it was so I can give her credit. Doing something totally different I would have never thought of with her dies. So we'll see if we can't do that in the next couple days. Always interest. I mean, I have no idea who thought up this kind of die. It certainly wasn't me. Okay. I do have a third one here that we'll go ahead and use. So you don't have to watch me run that through the machine again. I was practicing coloring earlier. We are going to use the machine again in just a minute. So now we're ready to stick our flowers in here. Now, you know, of course, I think we probably need some Wink of Stella, but we'll wait and see. Now, our card front, that's what I want to talk about. I went ahead and ran this through, Pool Party, through the cross-hatching. I think it's something like that. And just so we didn't have to, so we'd have it ready. But now that's going to go on there. But we have another set of dies that we're going to use. Another new set. They coordinate with a stamp set called Countryside Corners. Now, you don't have to buy the stamp set for this unless you want to, but these dies are fabulous. So I think we're going to cut this one. Let's see. No, I think we'll go with the next one. Yeah, we'll just cut that with a piece of basic white to put behind here. I think that'll make it stand out better. So we'll run this through. I think I'm going to have to use the big machine for this one. Mainly because my paper is so big. So we'll use the bigger cut and emboss machine. If I had trimmed my paper smaller, I think it would, I know this die would certainly go through. So here's our background piece. And I hope that's enough. We'll see. I think it will be, because we want it to come off of the white and land on the blue. Definitely. That looks fine. So now we've got our card base, and we're about ready to start putting this all together. So we've got 8.5 by 5.5. Scored at 4 1/4. And we'll crease that. And we'll add the crosshatch piece on there. You can decide which side of the crosshatch you want showing the embossed or debossed. I like both. Just depends on how defined you want that cross-hatching. Now we can put this on. I'm not going to put any dimensionals on here, I don't think, because those little petals and branches stick up pretty high, and I don't want to make them be difficult to get in the envelope. And we'll probably use our little paper trick to glue some of them down. Just to, yeah, see, that's a little too much glue there. Isn't that bubble bath? It just goes perfect with fresh freesia. Now we've got our little extra pieces here. We need to finish assembling this. Stick down there. It's hard putting all these little pieces together when you're not real sure where you're planning to put them. This is one of those cards. My husband's going to say, did you put everything you own on this card? I'll say, pretty much. But once in a while, you have to go over the top, don't you? Now we've got this. Should we? I want to put a bow on here because I can. And I pulled the pool party ribbon. I'm not sure if this is retiring or not. I hope not, because I love this ribbon. It ties so easy, and it's not too lumpy. Oops. So we could put the bow here. I think we need some color over there. Or we could put the bow there. But then all those flowers are there. So I'm thinking here, and then the extra little leaf will go there. Do you talk to yourself when you make cards? I do. And say, don't put it there. You need to move it here. But now I can talk to you when you're watching. I think that's what needs to go there. And now we'll put our little green stem there. Now I think we'll use some glue on a paper to get behind some of these so that they're not popping up too much. Makes it easier to get it in the envelope if they're not snaggy. Is that a word? Snagging your paper. Now that is so pretty. Springtimey pretty. I think everything likes that. Oh, pink one. Good. There. I did not pull any bling, but I've got the iridescent rhinestones. I've used them for the past week, and I think they will work just perfectly in here. I need to kind of fill in that space and this space. And there's our card. New products, timeless arrangements, and countryside corners. I think it came out pretty. Now, this is springtime. How do you think it would look with these colors? I really am going to miss Pear Pizzazz, but I'm not real sure about the green, and I'm not real sure about pumpkin pie, but I know I like these for fall. This is our new wild wheat And I think that would look really pretty with this set. Just make it fall colors instead of spring. And then if you use just all yellows and greens, it could be summer. So we'll have to just see what possibilities we can come up with. So thanks for joining me. I will see you later on in the week. Leave me a message if you have any comments or questions, and I would be glad to help you out. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.